when they are nurturing their young, they don't want somebody mating with them. Go away, right? So the idea is that when a female nurtures, she doesn't want to have sex. She doesn't want to, right? So the investment in nurturing pushes away the investment in mating.
And this is why I've read so
That sounds like a sexless marriage, right? Because we know sometimes women use, oh, I gotta take care of the kids, I gotta cook, I gotta clean, I gotta help the kids do homework. And then by the time she's done, let's say the man is feeling like he wants to have an intimate moment. She's like, oh, I'm too tired. I had a long day. And then one day becomes 2 days, 2 days becomes 3 weeks, 3 weeks become 3 months. And then some married guys are like, my woman has not touched me. My wife has not touched me in 3 months. Most guys are in sexless. I don't know if most guys, but so many guys in marriages are in sexless marriages.
many stats around men's testosterone dropping when they
Mhm,
become
mhm,
fathers.
mhm.
Some, yeah, I couldn't believe that was true when I read it.
It's true. There was some studies to talk about how women's testosterone goes up. Women have testosterone. When they're out in the work world fighting like men, that their testosterone goes up, and men's testosterone when they stay home goes down. Now, what that's doing for sex lives, there's some research about, it that is the next wave, which is what does it do to sex lives? Because men have to perform, they have to get it up, to be crude.
Tell me about it.
And so if your testosterone is low, you're not going to get it up, right? Which is why there's all this Viagra and these patches and supplements and because it's not instinctually normal for husbands to stay home and nurture their children. And that's the inconvenient truth. How that
Yeah, but these days women are screaming they want stay-at-home husbands. Actually, they are saying they want men to do 50-50 in the work, in the housework, not in the bills. No, 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 no. Don't get it fucked up. They don't want to go 50-50 in paying bills. So they want the husband to help 50-50 in housework. So if she cooks this week, he cooks next week. If she takes kids to school this week, he takes kids next week. If she does laundry this week, he does laundry next week. But when it comes to paying rent, when it comes to paying mortgage, when it comes to buying food, when it comes to paying insurance, when it comes to buying medication, when it comes to buying gifts, when it comes to buying anything in the house, they still expect the man to go 100%. So it's confusing to men. It's like, okay, you want me to pay 100% of the bills, but you want me to go 50-50 on housework, which I'm not saying men shouldn't help in housework. I'm just saying that doesn't make sense, because it's not like these women are not working. They still want to work, but they want to save their money. So it's like the man pays 100% of the bills. He does 50% of the housework, but the woman is also working but saving her money. No, she's not spending her money, because how dare she spend her money when you, the real money, is supposed to be the provider?
affects men's and women's sex life when women come home from their banking jobs and their law jobs. Do their husbands not want to have sex with them? And, is that breaking up? So this is I think this is the next wave of we've reversed things societally so fast. And then we hope that our evolutionary bodily responses are just going to catch up in merely a century. And it just doesn't, evolution doesn't work like that. It takes hundreds, if not thousands of years to change our bodily evolutionary responses, right?
It's
Our
never going to
instinctual
change.
responses. So this is, it's problematic. And also when men's testosterone goes down, they get depressed. So they don't perform sexually well. They get depressed. They feel purposeless. They can't do what they're instinctually supposed to do, which is provide, protect, hunt. We talk about DEI. I mean, why aren't we talking about DEI when it comes to men and women? Why aren't we talking about balancing the scales, giving men purpose again? And honestly, we should be talking about what happens to men when they actually do stay home and nurture their young.
Is there stats to support the idea that if you're at home raising your kids as a man, you struggle in the bedroom? Or is
So
it,
there was some research I know that was going on about that, how it affects sex drive. But when your testosterone goes down, it does affect sex drive.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not
Yeah, because if a man is not out here grinding, maybe going to the gym, conquering the world, he doesn't have motivation for anything, let alone sex. If we're gonna be honest, you can't think about sex if you are home all day sleeping, watching movies. Like I don't see it happening. Like she said, if you're not building, because as men, our testosterone only gets produced if the body is working. And if you're just staying home, sure, you're gonna do laundry and cook a meal. Okay, that doesn't raise your testosterone. That's why gym or going to the gym to lift weights is one of the ways actually is recommended to produce testosterone for men. And we know men's testosterone is connected to having sex, like you said.
Not talking about it. So I have anecdotal patients. I have a patient whose wife was a hardcore woman in finance, and he couldn't. He lost interest in her. He had to go out of the marriage and have affairs with women who were more feminine, who were more, so he could feel as if he could play that masculine role. He couldn't do that in his marriage. And so, are we going to see kind of a shift in society as a result of this? We're already seeing it. I mean, the other thing that we're doing is
It's
to
been
young
happening.
boys. Let's talk about what we're doing to young boys. This starts very young. We basically educate young boys in a way that really favors girls. From a very young age, we talk about being able to sit quietly and regulate your emotions and not be aggressive and not be impulsive. And these little boys are being diagnosed with ADHD, many of them just from being little boys. Little boys need to run around. They have a lot of physical energy. They have tons of testosterone. When you're like between 3 and 6, you have a surge of testosterone, and all you want to do is run and jump and play and be outside. And what we're doing, we're putting them in school, making them sit in circle time. So we marginalize them, we label them, we say they have a problem, we say that they have ADHD, they have behavioral problems. And in many of them, the stress that I talked about is the stress of making little boys be more like little girls.
Yeah, in fact, some fathers do it too. Um, when their sons are all over the place, breaking things, a house, running around, they're more energetic. They don't care to go outside and run and do whatever they want to do. They're always screaming, "Why don't you be like your little sister? She's more calm. She listens to me." But it's like he's just being a boy. He just wants to play. And then fathers don't play with their sons anymore. Let's talk about it. Now, especially in the black community, there's less fathers in the house, but fathers play with their sons less and less these days. Which the father is the first man who shows the boy how to behave, discipline, be like a man, gives him purpose, gives him motivation. But if there's no father figure, the son is probably going to end up, being diagnosed and being directed by the mom, and then obviously mostly uh, female teachers in the school, and then the system.